are recording at Frosted Nug Productions. This is our general trigger warning. This podcast discusses death, child loss, suicide, mental health, and grief. We are not trauma professionals or therapists. We offer no professional advice, and our opinions do not reflect the opinions of our employers or their associates. We are just two friends with a lot of life experiences who want to help others. Welcome to Because of You.
Well, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so happy Jenna's joining us today.
Yeah, tell us about Jenna.
So Jenna, there's so many things to say about Jenna.
Where do we start?
Yes. So I love Jenna for so many reasons, but I met Jenna at work. We worked together.
Mm-hmm.
Jenna works mental health and addiction, which, I mean, at this point, everybody should know that it's a passion of mine.
Yeah. Absolutely. If you're just listening, this is like their first episode they're listening to. Like, what? Oh, now we know this about Amy. They just came across this on Facebook.
Yes.
But how we get most of our listeners.
We love that.
Just
That's okay.
completely random.
Jenna is so friendly, so bubbly, so funny. She's just a joy to be around. You really are. She also is a photographer, a wonderful photographer. She took Jack and I got some pictures done last year in this lavender field. And amazing
some of my
job.
Favorite. Thank you.
God, we had so much fun, and the pictures turned out so nice.
I use your guys' photos a lot in my advertising because I was like laying on the ground.
Yes, she was.
I physically was on the ground.
Yes.
Like when I go to my photo shoots, I always tell people, I said, listen, like usually if they don't know me, I say, listen, please come dressed to the nines. I will not be. I will be in sweats. Some dirty Adidas slides, and the hair will be in a bun. I might have a little spit up on me from my 6-month-old.
That's okay.
And thankfully, like, I'm just waiting for someone, like, for the first time to be like, this is the photographer that we hired. She's a professional. Like,
It's exactly who you want.
I don't show up to my weddings like that. I don't do many of those anymore. I just kind of phased out from them. But, I don't show up to weddings like that, but our sessions where I'm in the 100-degree heat and in the South Jersey buglands, you're getting me how I am, honey.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to get some Loretta graduation pictures then
Oh,
before she goes to college.
that.
That would be fun.
Yes, and Jenna's very creative with her pictures. That's what I really
Loretta's
enjoy.
up for that. That would be excellent. Get it on the books.
Say less. The weirder the pictures, the better. I have done some. Let me tell you something, okay? I've been doing this for over 10 years now, and I started with just literally like I was taking pictures of like flowers, and this girl was like, "Hey, can I pay you a couple dollars to take a couple pictures of my son's first birthday?" It was literally $25 I charged.
Wow.
Okay, that was like my first. And back then, like she was happy with them. I was like, oh man, I could do this.
Yeah.
I look back at those pictures now and I'm like, God bless.
They're so boring.
Oh my gosh. What's that? What is
paid
that?
$25.
She did. So she truly got what she paid for.
Exactly.
And she was happy with him. She's still, I mean, the kid is like 12 or no, I guess 11 now. And she still uses those pictures to reference, like, and say, oh, look how big he's getting. And I'm just like, please stop sharing. Can you crop out that it says Jenna B Photography LLC, please?
Our past always comes back to haunt us.
It always does. But it also shows that, if you stick with something, you will grow into where you want to be. And I still say one day I'm going to look back at the pictures I take now, and I probably would be like, oh, good Lord. Like, I think that's just what about being an artist is.
Or even just a human, because we should always be working to be better.
Yeah. If you're not growing, get out of my face. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. We need to be growing mentally, physically, and emotionally. Now, physically these days, I do grow outward. I was getting...
To be fair, you just had a baby, so let's just keep that in mind.
Listen,
Because of Eli podcast does not endorse body shaming.
No. And you know what, too? Wide as a shape, People say you want to get in shape. Oh, honey, I'm there.
I am a shape.
Shape is a pear, you know? So when I had my daughter, I went back to work. I was walking. The weather was real nice. The weather hit 80 degrees. And I said, we're done.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to do these hot girl walks. And I was just telling Fallon, who was a friend of ours, I was just saying to her today, I said, she's like, do you still walk in this? I said, well, Fallon, after my walks at lunchtime transitioned to after work, because I was like, oh, it's going to be cooler out. Yeah. They got a little shorter each day.
Yeah.
So they were like, Monday, there was an hour. Tuesday, 45 minutes. Wednesday, 30. And then eventually I'm like, I can't do the heat.
Yeah.
So we'll get there eventually. But I'm a very body positive. Everyone should love the way they look. I grew up, my whole family was heavy. I was raised by my dad. My mom was around when I was younger, but not a whole lot. And I'm sure we'll talk about Linda Sue at some point.
We're going to talk about Linda.
Absolutely. She's one of my favorite topics. But I was raised by my dad, single dad, never had a stepmom. And I had 2 older brothers. So my dad was a police officer my entire life. And I was mostly like, we didn't have a big, what do they call it, village to say. So we kind of, when he was working shift works, we were home. So there was a lot of takeout meals and things like that. So we all grew up we were bigger individuals. And so was my dad. My dad had a gastric bypass when I was in 5th grade. He lost a lot of weight. My brother Doug had it when he was like 25 or maybe 30. I don't remember. I don't even know how old he is now, to be completely honest. I just know he's older than me. He had it at some point in his life. Yeah. I always tell people I don't know him. And then I ended up having gastric sleeve in 2018 and I lost like 120. I topped out at 350 pounds. Wow. So I always remind myself of that. And because I dealt with infertility for years. I have PCOS. So me and my husband, we got married. We got married very young, but we traveled. We didn't want to have kids right away. And then when we started to try, it wasn't working. Yeah. I'm like, what's going on? So we weren't really like focused on it too much. We just kind of kept living our life. And then everyone around us starting having kids and we're like, okay, something's really wrong, So I was diagnosed with PCOS in like my mid 20s. And then basically my OB was like, listen, it's a catch-22. You are overweight because you have PCOS and PCOS doesn't help, that it doesn't help with you being overweight. Yeah. So they suggested gastric sleeve, had gastric sleeve less than a year later, got pregnant with my son Noah. And then we had to wait till he was out of daycare because, ma'am, I don't know if you guys know how much.
Oh, yeah.
God bless.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot. So we had to wait till he was in he was in pre-K, like the free pre-K. Yeah. Let's emphasize on that before we started trying. And then I had my daughter 6 months ago. And so I try to remind myself and give myself grace because I was down to like 175, which is the lowest I've been since I was in 7th grade, and I try not to talk down on myself very often, but I remind myself I had gastric sleeve to have babies. Mm-hmm. Right. My first appointment with my surgeon, I said, he says, I always ask my patients, the first thing is, why do you want to have the surgery? I said, to have a baby. He's like, wow, that's the first time anyone's ever said that.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Wow. He said he's never had anyone that said that. And so I had it. It was successful. So still like 90 pounds from my highest, but I'll get there.
Yeah.
I always say, but I also grew up very because I was raised from my dad, we didn't talk about like weight as if maybe you had like a female in the house who was always dieting. Yeah. And when I was growing up and my mom, there were parts where there was times where I would see her every weekend for months and months and months. And then there would be no visits, but in those times, my mom, she would hype me up. Linda was the best hype girl. So it wasn't even until I was in high school did I realize I was like like no one made fun of me when I was like growing up in middle school and elementary school for being big. I mean, I went to a small school, so maybe that had a lot to do with it. But yeah, my mom would be like, Jenna, she would say, you know that song Brick House? You know those measurements he says? The 38, 20. That ain't no skinny girl. Men like curves. So my mom always hyped me up. Like when I did get in high school, I'd be like, oh, I'm so fat. She'd be like, no, girl, no, you are gorgeous, you know? So, and my dad, like, he didn't really ever talk about weight, so it wasn't anything like that. But so I had a hype woman. Yeah. So I didn't know. And I think I have the opposite of body dysmorphia when I was growing up, where body dysmorphia, most people think that they're not very big. Right. They think they're huge. I had the opposite. I think that I was actually bigger. Yeah. And I was like, I'm skinny. Yeah.
But you know what? That's fine. You were around positive people.
It was. Yeah. It was. Yeah. And then when I went to high school, that was not a good experience. I was bullied really bad when I went to a Votech. Yeah. And I was there for 3 months, like bullied to the point that like I had a group of guys pin me outside of the bathroom when I came out of the women's room, the girls' room, and tell me I looked like a dude and I shouldn't have came out of the girls' room. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, went to the administration. They did nothing. So I ended up going to the high school that I went to, and the high school I went to was the majority. It was all different color people, black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican, like, so the school that I went to was not very white, very country, things like that. And then when I went to Salem High School, I had made friends of, you know, a different color, because my middle school was very white as well. And I had a girl, like I had these friends, these girls that were black and Puerto Rican, and they would be like, girl, you don't let nobody talk to you like that. Like, they really helped me grow a pair. Yeah, good. So, but good. Yeah, sorry. I don't know how we started that conversation, but this is what happens to me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Trauma dump.
It just goes wherever it goes. We already told you that. Yep. Yes. Yeah.
So, but yeah.
You were telling us about yourself. That's how we got here.
Yes. That's me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. A little portion, but that is me. I'm a very open book. Yeah. I share a lot of things that I think sometimes people are like, oh, wow. Okay. Like when I get up to the office, like I'm like, guys, I have the bubble guts. I got to get to the bathroom. Yeah. People are like, are you kidding me right now? And I'm like, God, everybody does it, you know? I'm like, I don't know. Some people say I'm foul, and that's okay.
That's okay. But I love Jenna. I have a good time with her. Every time I've ever spent any time with her, it's a good time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I've just met you. I've just met you, but you seem nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're going to know all about me before the end.
Yeah, you're probably going to know more about her than you know about me.
1,000,000%. I suffer from IBS, but I was not the Noah Khan pooper.
Because that is the thing we did for ourselves. We've already preempted. Oh, yeah. We did not the pooping, just the Noah Khan.
Actually, that will roll us into what have we done for ourselves. So, Jenna, do you want to go first?
I will, because we kind of talked about this before. Yes. I went to the Noah Khan concert, and I took my bestie, who is Steven.
Previous guest.
Yes, he was the guest that the episode just dropped today. Check it out. It was good. He's my best friend. He's the godfather of my children. And he is my life partner. I do have a husband, though, but he's my other life partner.
Things. He does exist.
Yeah. There is a husband. You can have a husband and a soulmate. I'm convinced.
Yeah. He knows. It's okay. He always says, like, oh, are you going with Steven? Like, anywhere. It could be like to Wawa. Is like, is Steven going? So
what a silly question, sir.
Yeah. But no, Steven went with me, and he didn't really know Noah Khan very well. So.
Which is funny because he posted an awful lot for not knowing. Every song. I was like, oh, look.
He said his algorithm was going crazy.
Oh
that
my
was
gosh,
all that there was on his algorithms on like TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. So
the whole day after, that's what everything was about the concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Brother's always watching.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's listening for sure.
Yes. Always.
Yeah. So our thing was the same thing. I also went to the Noah
we're
Kahn
just gonna
concert.
jump over to Erica.
Yeah, the first time Citizens Bank has been sold out for a concert, and the crowd was amazing. It was all people who wanted to be there. You like sometimes you're in a crowd and you're like, people were dragged along.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This was like even the people waiting in line for merch. It was. I mean, the line wrapped around the entire stadium.
I've never seen a merch line as long.
But it was chill.
Never.
Like, I don't know how else to describe it other than it was just like his vibe.
Yeah.
Because the vibe he gives off is very particular.
Yes.
He's up there. He's like, there's a lot of clinically depressed people here. It's like, I don't know how y'all got into one spot, but here we are.
Yeah, he literally opened the show and said, I'm about to make you the saddest you've ever been in your life. Because his music is actually very sad, but you can dance to it.
Yes.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
And one of the best, so it was really good. Like he puts on a really good show. And there, of course, it's like tickets dropped. Then his doc came out on Netflix.
Oh, I know.
And everyone watched that and got even more depressed about it. And then the rest of his album came out. But the last song he sang was one of his most famous songs. He sang Stick Season. And it was the entire stadium. Like I was on the floor and it was like echoing because everyone was singing and dancing. And then he was done. And as people were exiting the stadium, they played Sweet Caroline.
Oh my
gosh. And
gosh.
the entire stadium was singing that as well.
Yep.
So it was amazing.
And I literally said as we were walking out, everybody was singing Sweet Caroline. And I said, if you don't know this song, you're not an American.
Oh my God.
And then I feel like it made people, I think in my head, it made people sing louder because they wanted to prove they were American.
But it was loud, and everyone. Sometimes getting out of a concert is a pain in the butt. But it was just everyone was just standing in line and singing along, and it was so much fun.
That's actually impressive.
No, it was a crowd. Like it was a Noah Kahn crowd.
Oh, I just love him so much.
It was really good.
I'm gonna start a Noah Kahn Stan account. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it.
And the most Philly thing outside of the poop. The most Philly thing happened at the concert. He stops in the middle of the concert. He's like, I need your help. There's this dude and he lives in Philly.
Oh, yes.
And he dumped my sister. He broke her heart. So I'm going to need a big fuck you, Will, from the crowd. Okay, everybody, and the entire stadium. And we're like, Will is the most hated human in Philadelphia right now.
Awkward if Will was there.
That's right.
Oh, God,
What, have you ever seen that meme of the guy from Family Guy going into the bushes?
Yes.
That was Will.
Yeah.
If he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was amazing.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And everyone was on board.
Yeah.
Right as soon as it happened. It was the most
That's
Philly
funny.
concert thing
Oh,
ever.
$1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So mine,
your thing.
Yeah, I'm just out here by myself.
Not going to Noah Kahn concert.
She was outside like they do at Taylor Swift concerts. They stand out in the parking lot. She was like, I couldn't get into the big Ticketmaster.
So what I did for myself, Jack and I actually went on a date. We haven't been on a date in a long time. We went bowling, and then we went to the Lake House restaurant for dinner, and we sat out on the deck. It was so nice.
It's a lot more calm than North.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm
Very
like,
nice.
well, here I am. I
That's
went
so
bowling
nice.
and went to dinner.
She married her soulmate. She doesn't just run errands with him.
I'm missing a couple things that Steven likes. Okay, so it's unfortunate, but I do tell Steven, if God forbid something happened to John, just
you can
come
have
in.
a lavender marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just come on in.
Yes.
Hey, I
Zero
used to,
problems
I
with
used to live across the street from him, so he was always at my house when I first moved out. But yeah, John and I have been on a date night forever, so I'm actually very envious right now.
Yeah, I highly recommend because we've been really busy and we've been trying every time we have free time we've been including Hannah. So it's and not that that's a bad thing, but we haven't spent any time alone.
And sometimes Hannah likes hanging out with other people. Amy.
Yeah, I know. She told
Mom.
me that. So Hannah,
our kids all went out together.
Yeah,
the other
Hannah
day.
went to a movie with Erica's kids. And when we picked her up from the movie, she got in. We were like, did you have fun? She was like, yeah, it's nice to spend time with other people sometimes. Jack and I are like, oh, okay.
Jack has a tear running down the side of his cheek. Well,
And not
okay.
maybe 7 days later or something like that. I'm like FaceTiming her, and I'm like, I need Hannah's number. Can you send it? Because we're somewhere Hannah would like, and my kid is like FaceTiming Hannah and like, look at this restaurant, look at this.
Oh my gosh,
poor Hannah. We're just bombarding her now.
I know, but it's good because Hannah doesn't have anybody, so it's nice that it's nice that your kids have adopted her.
They think of her.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me tell you, Stephen and I were at Acme this weekend, and we were
not
in line.
A sponsor.
And not a sponsor.
But you could.
But they could
I was
be.
just going to say, but could be, because I know you guys do that.
We love having listeners. Those guys.
I'll pick up, believe me, I'm going to drop in some of your guys' quirks. And we were in line, and after we like put all our stuff in, and Steve goes, oh my gosh, that's Amy's daughter, Hannah. And I felt like a celebrity. I was like, I said, but I don't want to like approach her. Be like, hi, Hannah.
You could have. So many people do. She'll come home. She'll be like, Mom, one of your friends said hi.
Yeah. Oh, who was it? I don't know.
She's like, I don't know. She'll try to describe them.
I know. And then I was like, I'm glad we didn't get in her line, because I literally would have like been like, oh my gosh, you're Hannah.
Yeah. But everybody says that about the celebrity, especially if she like acknowledges them. Like if you introduced yourself, the next time she would remember, and she'd go, oh, hi. And so people message me. They're like, Hannah recognized me, or Hannah said
so
hello.
excited.
Yeah.
That's it. I have an awful memory.
Yeah.
When I do my photo shoots, true story. Sorry to any clients that might be hearing this, but if I don't know you like outside of photography, you say, oh, my name is Brenda. This is my husband, Scott, and these are our kids, Leslie and Alfie. And I'm
Feels like a true story.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. 5
Forgotten
minutes
your name.
later, hubby, can you put your hand on her shoulder? Hey, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Little girl. Hey, oh, handsome guy. You got to do this. And sometimes people would be like try to remind me. Stop.
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember.
Yeah,
and it has nothing to do with like
How
I
you
don't want to
feel.
remember.
Yeah.
Honey, I am rolling on the ground in 100-degree weather. Hot, sweaty. I don't remember nobody's names.
Yeah.
I'm lucky if I'm going to take my camera cap off.
Yeah.
Like, but we're going to go with mama, daddy, girlfriend, handsome. Like, that's what I do. I try not to call anybody's husband handsome. I don't want to frighten anyone away.
Yeah, I was going to say, make that photo shoot awkward.
Be like, hello, handsome.
Yeah. Wifey, can you step a little to the right, a little bit more?
Yep.
A little bit more. Okay.
Yep. Or I'll just say, hey, honey. I try to always stay with like the Southern names, like honey, oh, sweetie, things like that. No one has ever gotten mad at me yet.
Yeah. But now they might.
Now they're like, believe me, I got one man. He's all I can handle. Okay. I ain't trying to steal nobody's man. But yeah, so nope. I'm awful with names. Don't.
Same. I love name tags. I'm like,
everyone should wear them.
Just wear name tags, please, everywhere. If I'm working with somebody and I'm like, I'm gonna look at your badge before I say your name. Like, I will not say anyone's name.
Yeah.
No, not even a little.
I'm
terrified of getting it wrong.
Yes.
I know that I know you.
100%.
But I'll be like, oh. So sometimes I use Jack. So I'll be like, oh, hey, this is my husband, Jack. And then I'm like praying that person's like,
They introduce
hi,
themselves.
I'm Jenna.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right, Janet.
Yes, exactly.
I know the feeling. And
so
then,
if I ever do that to anyone, I'm sorry.
Please introduce yourself to Jack.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always something I try to remind myself. I listen to this other podcast. It's Snooki from Jersey Shore. She has a gay best friend named Joey, and they're on a podcast together. And he goes on rants sometimes where he's like, "This is my reminder to remind all of you: the world does not revolve around you. People are going to forget things. People are going to forget your name. People are going to, and that's just." And I remind myself of that sometimes. You get so hung up on like, "Oh, they didn't wish me happy birthday."
Yeah.
you know, or,
I
and
don't
it'll
remember
be
anyone's birthday, so I never take that personally.
Yeah.
no
Unless
exaggeration.
my mom does it, but that.
Oh, yeah, like mom.
Like it'll be like I'm sending hints all day,
Yeah.
and then it's like the next day she's like, "Oh shoot, it was your birthday."
Right.
Oh, mom.
Thanks, mom. No.
Yeah. No. Oh, no. My
mom does
parents
not
would
listen to the
never.
podcast, so it doesn't matter.
I wouldn't let them forget my birthday. Like that was
I'm
the best day of your life. Would you forget that?
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, I will. I just try to remind myself, like, stop taking things so personal.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I've done a lot of growth in that through
Yeah.
therapy.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Therapy is a beautiful thing.
It really is. It is.
True.
I've been in therapy my whole life. I was one of those kids that they would pull out of class in like 3rd grade and they would take me to like another room. I didn't know. Years later, I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I was in therapy.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I thought I was just some lady just wanted to hang out. Like, once again, thought the world revolved around me, you know?
Of course.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in the situation where you're trying to get someone's name and pull the, oh, this is my husband Jack, and then you forget to listen?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like you're so busy in
Distracted.
your head trying to be like, please say it, or like thinking
Yeah.
about it, and then you miss it, and you're like, oh shoot,
Yeah.
what did she say?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Or they set it too low.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you didn't hear them.
It's like you're like at a bar and
Yeah.
like
Yes.
somebody's screaming, you
There's
know?
there's a new housekeeper at my job, and I yesterday asked her what her name is, and I swear I thought I tucked it in there. I didn't. So today somebody asked me what her name was, and I was like, I don't know. Can you
Yeah.
go introduce yourself, because I forgot her name. So then because I can't just not tell people things.
Yeah.
I went up to her and said, I just want you to know I forgot your name.
Oh, I love the
That was good.
honesty.
That's so good.
And she's like, it's okay. She's like, I'm having a hard time remembering everybody. And I'm like, right, you're trying to remember 50 people.
Right.
I only had one person. I had one person.
You had one job.
Yeah, exactly. And I failed.
Failure.
Yeah.
And then that's when you just start making nicknames for people.
Yes.
Like, you know, here's a trick. Okay, here's a trick.
Okay.
You're going to die at this. I want you to go to Wawa before your next shift. Okay, and I want you to pick up a candy bar, any kind, Reese cup, Snickers. Sure. Snickers is fun. So let's say
Okay.
Snickers. Pick up a
Okay.
Snickers. Go give it to the house cleaner. And then from there on out, call her Snickers.
Yep. That's a
Be
good
like, hey,
nickname.
Snickers.
Perfect nickname.
Yeah.
See you next weekend.
Yep.
Definitely.
Snickers. Jeannie, Snickers lately?
Yeah.
I am the queen of
I
asking
love
the
it.
most weirdest questions. I just said to a child this morning when I dropped my kids off at daycare, this boy, oh my gosh, Steven, I had him dying on the phone, like to the point he's like, I had to mute myself because I'm laughing so hard. I walk into daycare and there's like an 8-year-old, because they have all the summer kids
Oh,
from
yeah.
school, so they're not
Yeah.
like babies.
Right.
There's this kid and he's sitting by the door and he is staring at me the whole time, which I get it. You're a little kid, like whatever. He is staring at me hard and judging. You know when somebody's staring at you and you're like, they're judging me. They're not
Yeah.
just like,
For zero reason.
Yeah.
he's like, and he had his like hand up
Children
to
are
his
so
mouth.
judgmental.
Not laughing. Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and he's staring at me and I'm like doing one of these like back and forth. Like, the teacher was talking to me. I don't even know what she was saying because I was
Yeah.
so focused on this kid.
You would have missed her name
judging
if she
me.
introduced
Yeah.
herself.
Oh, she has introduced herself. I don't know her name.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Truly.
We're all in the same
Red room
boat.
teacher.
Yeah. I'll say, go with teacher.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not a teacher.
Yeah.
I'm the cleaner. Anyway. And this kid's judging me, and I just keep looking, and I'm like, I got to get this kid to stop looking at me. So I'm like, it's hot out there today, ain't it? And he's still staring at me, judging me. And then I didn't know what else to say at that point. I'm like, did you bring your water bottle today? And I'm saying this, telling Steven this morning, and he's like, girl, what? And then another little girl walked up and sat next to him, and he like whispered something as he's staring at me, which made me even more like,
And wait, the thought that this 8-year-old is making you this uncomfortable. Funny.
was judging. So then I said, what about you? Did you bring your water bottle? And she was nice. She was like, oh, yeah, of course. It's going to be so hot today.
Yeah.
And she's talking to me, and I'm still having to stare down with this kid. And I'm just like, you know, because I don't want to be mean. Like, what are you looking at? Like, that's, if I was in an Acme somewhere, I would do that.
Yeah.
But, like, not at, like, a daycare.
Your kids take care.
And I'm just like, and I said, okay. have a good day. And he's still judging me. He probably went to the window to watch me leave.
Probably. He's probably still talking about you.
Yeah.
He's
really thinking about it.
He went home.
This freaking lady dropped her baby and toddler off
With
today.
the cleaner.
With the cleaner, Mom. It was so weird. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But
my
what are you going to do?
That is so funny.
Yeah. So that's that. I listened. And then Steven, I'm telling and I'm like screaming at him, like, this kid was judging me. He's like, you on one today, girl. And he's like, you gonna go to work. You gonna tell everybody. And I will literally do that. I walk into the office and be like, I'm here, guys.
Yeah.
They didn't have the light turned on this morning. I walked in the office and what are you people doing?
Yeah.
It's hot.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
I said, we're indoors. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Screw the electric bill.
I was like, we're indoors.
Let the fuse trip. It's fine.
Yeah. I was like, no. What I say? I was like, people are going to think we're not here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Would that be the worst thing, though?
It's fine.
Right.
You know,
Oh, my gosh.
one little day of,
That's it.
yeah.
But that's okay. It was fine. I calmed down after the interaction with the child and it was okay.
You
Are
got
you
over
off
it, huh?
tomorrow?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so this is your Friday.
Yes, this is my Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like the weeks with a day off.
It's stressful.
worst.
And they're stressful because you're trying to
Yeah.
cram all of it in. Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes you wish that like, okay, I probably could have used that extra day, but
Yeah.
we're not going to bring that up.
Yeah. No, we won't mention that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 Oh, but yeah. So that's some of my life. That has happened just today.
That was gonna say.
Yeah,
this
that
is
was
just 12 hours in the life of.
exactly.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So, are you ready to
Let's-
share about Linda?
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
Okay.
So Linda Sue, this is her first and middle name.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of people think, oh, is that her first name, Linda Sue? No. That's my mother, my mom, my mama. So she was 58 and she died of stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And when I tell you, I'm literally was like pulled out. Well, I was pulled out of her, but like personality wise, really pulled out of her. Like she is me. Like I am her. And, so yeah, she died when she was 58 of pancreatic cancer. She was, I'll tell you a little bit of the backstory because I'm a big advocate on making sure people get their blood work every year. And actually it needs to go a step further. Like if you have like anything feeling weird in your body, you need to go get it checked out. So she was disabled from a work accident many years before that. So she had no feeling in her arm. She was always in and out of doctors anyway. And I would FaceTime her a lot because at the time I just had my son Noah and I'm FaceTiming her and this was May of 2023. And late May of 23. And I'm FaceTiming her. I'm like, go outside. You look like you got jaundice. She's like, what? I said, go outside. I made her go outside.
You need the good lighting.
Yes,
I'm with you.
Because she had like I used to say, I'm like, girl, why is everything in your house yellow? Your curtains are yellow. Your walls are like yellow. So I really like probably saw that she was like a little yellow in like the day or two before. Didn't think anything of it. So she goes outside and I'm like, Mom, your eyes are even yellow. I'm like, you need to make a doctor's appointment like tomorrow.
Yeah.
And she like brushed it off. She's like, huh. She's like, maybe it's like, she was on a lot of medicine. She's like, maybe it's like the medicine or something. I said, And I didn't know anything about jaundice.
Yeah.
Like I just knew babies got it. Like
Yeah,
right.
that was about sometimes they do.
Yeah.
So she goes, calls the doctors and he's like, yeah, come like right away. She goes down to the doctors. They call me. She went across the street to the hospital, had a scan, and they like told her that day that there was a mass somewhere. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you like think like, oh, they'll just remove it. Like it's probably fine. So she had no signs. She also always, her back always hurt. Her neck always hurt. Like everything hurt all the time. But my mother, we were very open with each other. We would FaceTime each other when we pooped. We was FaceTime. Like she would call me and I'm like, Mom, I'm in the shower. Like, and she's like, it's fine. I just want it. So I would just prop it up like outside, you know how you are, with your mom. And, so she didn't tell me that anything like was wrong, and she was very open with her life and her health. And went to the doctors, ended up having some tests done, and she went to the hospital because her blood pressure was like up the next day, and it was just downhill from there. And she went to the hospital. It was like right before my birthday. Something's ringing to me like June 12th. She was gone by July 17th.
Oh my goodness.
It was very fast, which pancreatic cancer, most of the time, it's like
catch it at the end.
It's like 95% of people. They don't catch it till they're stage 4. But then when she was in the hospital the first time, where she went home and was like, going to doctor's appointments and things like oncologists and stuff. When she was in the hospital the first time, she was actually fine. She was of sound mind. Like she just knew she was in there a couple of days because of her blood pressure. They had to get that under control. And while she was in there, they're like, hey, let's do the biopsy of what this mass is. They told her like, hey, it's definitely cancer. We just don't know where. Like we got to find where. When she was in the bathroom, like her like urine was like dark brown. And I remember she came out of the bathroom. I said, why didn't you tell me? She goes, I just thought it was my medicine. I said, Ma, and this is when she would get a Linda Sue. I said, Linda Sue. Are you kidding me? I'm like, Mom, you tell me the color of your poop. Like you're not going to tell me when that happens. She would totally be okay with me talking about her poop, by the way. She used to come on Paradelphia and would say the most foul things on the planet. So she would 100% put her stamp of approval on this. And then she went home for like maybe 2 weeks, and then she had to be rushed to the hospital because she was a fighter. She was like determined. She was like, I want the chemo. And the oncologist was like, chemo might make you worse. She's like, well, I got to do something to fight. Aww. And she didn't want to know what stage. She died not knowing what stage she was. Wow. They told me, and was very honest and said she maybe has a month. And I still like, you don't really believe it. And she died. And sometimes I look back like it was a blessing and a curse, because a lot of people live with cancer for years. They have cancer, then and like bad cancer too. Like not something, no cancer is good, but like not something like simple that they can just take it out and you're cured. Right. People live with really bad cancers for years and years, and I'm just really glad she didn't have to go through that. But she passed away, and one of the last things I said to her, we all had a moment with her the day that she died, because she was not on life support. She was breathing on her own, but she was on medication that was like keeping her alive, basically. And one of the last things I said to her, I had my alone time with her, and I just laid in her bed and I just held her. And at that point, she was not talking, but like 2 days before that, I was there and she was talking to me. I would say there was someone that would come and visit every day when she was at that point where she was kind of in and out. Her eyes were closed the whole time. She only opened her eyes when like she was in pain at that point. And I said, my cousin was there, and I forget who it was, but I said, Mom, is so-and-so talking too much? She went, uh-huh. And I said, yeah, that's what I thought too. And then my cousins had came, and my cousin is very emotional. And I was telling him, but I was very like, guys, we're not talking about her dying in front of her. You're going to talk about that? Leave. Like I was very like, we're not like, obviously we know, but she don't even know what stage she's at. We don't want to talk about this. The last thing she ever said was, my cousin was about to leave, and I said, she's talking a little bit. She's eating ice chips for me. And I said, right, Mommy? I said, Anthony says he loves you. And last thing she said, I love you. Aww. Clear as day. Yep. Aww. So she was a fighter at the end, but I was laying with her, going back to the last like moments I had alone with her, and we had started talking about getting pregnant because my son was about to go into pre-K that September. Excuse me. And I said, I wanted a girl. I wanted a girl so bad. Boy, girl, done. Because honestly, I'm 35. I can't afford to be popping them, waiting another 3 years and having a third. Like, I'm not like going to be 60 years old dropping a kid off of daycare.
Then those kids will really be staring.
That's right.
Look at his grandma.
Yeah.
Like, who's your?
Why is your grandma dropping you off?
That's
weird.
what they were thinking. His mom was probably like in her early 20s. Like, and I'm 8. Look at you, lady. Poor thing. So I had said to her, we were going to Punta Cana that coming January, and we were going to start trying at that. Like, that was like going to be our thing. Because I wanted to drink in the Dominican, you know. Wasn't trying to be pregnant for that. Yeah. So I just held her and I whispered and I said, Mom, listen, you know how sick you are right now, right? And she's like, yeah. Or she went, And I said, and this was the day she died. She was not responding to anyone else, not my brothers. No offense. Sorry, guys. But I also don't think they were putting themselves, like, they were very like emotional about it. They didn't want to be in that situation. And I said, when you get up there, pick out a girl for me. And I want you to send her down. And she's like, And I said, okay. That was the last time I like talked to her. Yeah. And then a year. So then we went to the Dominican. A year went by. I still didn't get pregnant. And it was like, I was starting to be like, come on.
Like, come on, Linda Sue.
Yeah. And I was really starting to accept the fact. Like,
she was busy.
She
had a lot of people to talk to.
Yeah.
She said, have another year of free. Well, get a year away from the daycare bill.
Yeah. She's like, girl, pay some credit cards off.
Save some money.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was like, I think we tried for like, it was probably a year when like we were like, you know, actually like looking at timelines and things like that. I got pregnant and I knew as soon as I saw that line, it's a girl. I knew, but I also knew my son was a boy. I just like, it's, you know, like as a woman, you just feel it. And there's still, I still have a video of my gender reveal and it was a girl. And I was like, then I started saying, that's the last thing I said to Mom. I was ugly crying in that. Yeah. But yeah, she 100%, like you cannot tell me. I was very close to my grandfather who died right before I got pregnant with Noah. And we call him Speedy because everyone called him Speedy. Yeah. That was everybody knew him by. Yeah. And I'll call Noah Speedy. Yeah. But okay, Speedy. Like he was conditioned. By them for sure. Yeah. So, but no, my mom, she was, my dad was a single dad and my mom wasn't around much. And my mom and dad got divorced when I was in 3rd grade. So I don't even know how old you are then. What, 7? I don't know. Yeah, 8, maybe like 8, 9.
Like 8, 9.
Yeah. And my mom, she ended up moving out and then she was like down the road at an apartment complex for a little bit. And then, she wasn't around much. I mean, and me and her had conversations, you know, like it was not, you know, I dealt with a lot of like trauma because being an only girl, you want your mom, you know, in those like key moments. So, my dad very much like for the most part raised me. But my mom made up for a lot of lost time when I became an adult. Actually, I always pin it to like when I got my driver's license because she couldn't drive. So I also think that had a lot to do with it. She could drive. She didn't because she didn't have control over one arm. Like, it was like kind of numb. Yeah. So she made up for a lot of lost time. And that's why like forever, like that was my girl. Yeah. But growing up, it was a lot of just me and my dad, and my dad is my neighbor. Like he is, I always say he is also my best friend.
Sorry, Stephen.
Sorry. Let me tell you something.
I think he would understand. It's her dad.
My family, I think, like Stephen more than me. And they will actually like tell you that. Sure. When my mom was alive, she loved Stephen so much. Christmas, I would get like, you know, a card with some money in it. Oh, Stephen got gifts. Gifts, like that he opened. And I remember like it had to have been like her last Christmas. I'm like, how does hoe get more gifts than me.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is this? Like, and she'd be like, shut up, Jenna.
Right.
So, yeah.
Don't treat him that way. He's special.
And he'd be like, you didn't have to do that, Mama Linda. I'm like, yeah, you really didn't have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So Stephen, he's very much loved by my family for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you guys know, like, it's really just him and his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And he was there when I pushed out Gracie.
Aw.
Saw it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, I said, well, are you going to be able to handle this?
Yeah.
I said, first, this is a real life vagina that you're going to say. And he said, shut up.
She said
And
it
to
because I was
see
going to be
it-
like, that just confirmed.
Yeah. And to
Was he just
see
like,
it-
nope, definitely good.
I was going to
Definitely
say,
good.
and to see it in that way just made it so much worse. I'm so sorry, Stephen. I'm so sorry.
We better prep him.
No.
Let him listen to this before.
No, no, but he has said like a lot because I think he wrote this beautiful message the day after. Like he was on an air mattress on the floor in the hospital. He like canceled clients, which for a hairdresser, like you don't get paid,
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I like was honestly like, we got to push this baby out so Stephen can be here. Like I was like, let's get this moving.
Yeah.
And he ended up staying until she came, and it was just like I was very glad he was there. Like I'm pretty sure he was holding my leg. I don't remember. It wasn't in the vibe to
Yeah.
remember things at that moment.
Yeah.
But he wrote this beautiful message, and it was just like my sister's gone, so I wouldn't have been able to experience this if it wasn't for Jenna inviting me in. And so it's really special, and that's he's my buddy, and as I said, me and him find each other in every life. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry.
Are you crying? Do you need to
Stop. I'm okay.
Jack,
I'm okay.
She's like, oh God. Oh God.
I cry. Every episode makes me cry.
Oh, I was trying to get more laughs than cries out of this episode, but it's okay.
But I understand where Steven's perspective is. Like, there's things that grief isn't just obviously you missed a person that you lost, but grief is all of the things that you've either not had the chance to experience or you're never going to have that opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me tell you something, like I say all the time, I have a couple of friends that have lost sons and daughters. And I always say like, I would have to, like, I don't know how anyone does it. I would have to be committed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the strength to lose a child at any age. Doesn't matter if you're 100 and they're 80. Like it's...
Yeah. Because it's not supposed to go that way.
Right.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I sometimes like, and this is something that I've worked through with my therapist a lot. Thank God I don't see her as much anymore. See her as an ad needed.
Yes.
But it was a long time where I would see her a couple times, twice a week. Like it was, you go through that. And right after I lost my mom, like I was just like, I feel bad though, because there's people that like out here lost their child. And go ahead, because you're going to say exactly what she said.
It's your loss, though.
Yeah, that's what she said. She's like, it could be your pet turtle.
Yeah.
Like that was your emotional person. They're amphibian. Is that what a turtle is? It could be your emotional whatever.
What are they? Actually, it's a. I have the.
Gonna go
it
with
starts with a
amphibian.
T.
What?
Terrapin.
What kind of
Terrapin.
animal is a turtle?
It's a terrapin.
Reptile.
Oh, it is a reptile.
Oh my gosh.
But it is a
But
terrapin.
I bet
too.
terrapin is like
I don't
under
know,
reptile.
I've
right?
never even heard of terrapin.
Like a caiman is a...
You could have made that up right now, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Sure.
Amy, you're right. It definitely is. Oh, terrapin. I have no idea what that is.
We have to start fact checks
Yeah,
at
we'll-
the end. We'll have to
fact
do a
check.
second recording and
Jack,
fact check.
Terrapin.
Jack will be in charge of fact checking.
Write a disclaimer at the end.
Yeah.
Disclaimer: terrapin is in fact what a turtle is. So just so
What
we don't
is it
get
like?
any hate from the turtle community.
Jenna is like, the levels of animals,
Yeah.
like reptile, terrapin, box turtle, snapping turtle. Like there's so many different.
I wouldn't have known. So I'm learning something.
I'm
new
giving.
today.
Making it all up. Who knows?
Yeah.
You could be.
The amount of things I have to say on this podcast so that we.
I only know Terrapin.
Please don't take medications that don't belong to you. Please don't walk into houses that are dark and you don't know. Listen, there's been a lot of lessons that we've had to tell people not to listen to.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, that's why you put your disclaimer in the beginning.
Exactly.
In the beginning, throughout the episode, all
Right.
the places.
Yes.
Like, no advice from us.
Yeah, right. But no, that's exactly what she said.
Yeah.
She's like, it could, be anything or any entity. Like if you lost it, you could actually grieve worse than someone that doesn't really care for their kid, didn't have custody of their kid,
Yep.
And, so I've gotten over that. And I used to, and then I got into the phase where like, am I beating, like, I don't want to say a dead horse, but like for lack of better, like, am I sharing them too much?
No.
And I'm like, you know what? This is my Instagram.
Yeah, sure.
This is my Facebook.
Yes.
Touch grass.
Yeah.
Okay. And I tell people that all the time on my Facebook. You don't like it? I have literally taken step 1, screenshot of my profile. I've circled the unfriend or unfollow. Yeah. Like that happened recently. I'm like, I don't really give a crap what you think. This is my platform.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they deserve to be remembered.
Absolutely. And Noah, he doesn't, I have asked him, like, do you remember when she used to like come every once in a blue moon and like come and watch you when you were sick? And he's like, no. And my son's 5. He'll be 6 in January. But I think he talks about her more than I do.
That's good.
Yeah.
You're doing a good job there.
Yeah. And even my pop-up, who I was very close with, we have 2 pictures. They're right on top of each other. A picture of him, a picture of my mom. And I will say a lot. I'll say, who's that? And he'll say, Pop-Up Speedy. And I'll say, who's that? And he goes, Mom, I'm in heaven. And when we go to church, we love church, and he loves church, and he loves to pray, and he talks about Jesus. And he sometimes will be like, I'm sad. I'll be like, why? And he goes, I just want to go to heaven to see my mom. And I'm like, okay, well, let's slow it down.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand. He knows heaven is a place but he thinks you can go to it.
Yeah. And wouldn't that be a wonderful thing?
Oh gosh. Well, and we wouldn't, that is what faith is about. And so I've explained that to him. I'm like, you can't see heaven until it's your time. And I'm like, and that's going to be mad. Mommy going to be going for years and years and years. Yeah. You're going to be very, 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 very old. Like,
and it's okay because time works differently in heaven.
Yeah.
They don't miss you because they have you all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm raising him to be both of my children, but my daughter's 6 months, so she don't know anything besides like, the blueberry she's eating out of that little mesh thing.
Yeah.
But I teach him, I tell people like, hey, we are, I don't like to use the term Christian because unfortunately society has put a really bad label or description of what a Christian is. So I would say we have relationships with God. Yeah. We mostly talk about Jesus. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because we know what he looks like, but it doesn't really matter. So we have a personal relationship with Jesus. And I always tell him we have to love everyone. If someone is gay, and like he knows all of that. He, and when I just try to raise him to know ultimately you have to love everyone. And even if they don't like you, you can love them from afar. You just pray for them. So, I try to raise my kids to be a little more not what's the opposite of conservative, liberal. We're liberal Christians. Yeah. I always like to call myself a Christian witch sometimes because I believe in I like the crystals and I like first of the month you blow cinnamon through your door and that's supposed to bring money. Did you do it yesterday?
I didn't know.
No,
I knew that was a thing.
But I have this like cinnamon broom over my door.
Love that. Yeah. Smart. Amy has really got it. I set an alarm for the first of the month.
Yeah, that's smart because I do forget.
Yeah, I did it yesterday, and I try to put it on my Instagram story and to remind people and be like, "Oh, I forgot. Thank you. I'm gonna go do it now."
Did not know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Amy.
I'm sorry.
Thanks for losing all that money for me. I could have gotten if I just put the cinnamon through the door.
You gotta put the reminder on the. People put reminders on the first of the month to pay their rent. I do to blow the cinnamon through the front door. Sure. or the side door, because that's when I enter.
Yeah.
Both have to do with money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
One leaving, one coming.
Gotta recoup it, right?
Yeah. So, but yeah, I tell people all the time, I'm like, I'm kind of like a Christian witch. Like,
I describe myself as spiritual.
I like that.
Instead, like, I feel like, unfortunately, the way the world is, religion, saying like, it just has like this negative.
Yeah.
I don't know, like people view it negatively.
Unfortunately.
And I would say the people who are the loudest might make the most of that and make you think that everybody is. You know, the more you talk to people, the majority of people are not that judgmental. It's the people who are the loudest that are. You know,
That's
when we say,
true.
"Oh, society labels this," or everybody thinks that. You know, it's just the loudest voices that you hear. They end up in your algorithm. When you're with actual people and you're talking to them and getting to know them on a human level, I think that it's a lot less than what we see.
I do agree with you, because when then I just think, am I just lucky to be around people, you know, that don't, because even if you have opposite opinions, like
Absolutely.
we can still
You
have a
can-
conversation and still be civil. And then you're watching these other people that are so on either end, whatever it is, so loud and so hateful. And it's like, ew.
It makes you think the whole world is that way, but really, I truly believe it's not. I truly believe it's just the small percentage that are the loudest or that end up in your algorithm for some reason. And just want to make you feel that way about the world so that you stop talking about your own beliefs or your own self, thinking everyone's going to judge you, when really that's not going to be the case. I mean, we've met some amazing people through this who, you know, we might not have ever talked to, but they're sharing their stories and they're, you know, not having that cast upon them.
Right.
So I always, you know, like to take the time to say it might feel like it's a societal thing, but it's really just a people thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And unfortunately, there's crappy people in all religions and walks of life.
Yes.
Non-religions, you know. But I came from a background of really like, for lack of a better word, I was a bigot when I was in high school. Like, I lost a friend that was a lesbian because I told her she was going to go to hell.
Wow.
A lot of the people that shocks everyone.
I was going to say that is so shocking.
Because I am not that way now. I tell people I fart rainbows. Like, I love the gays. Give me a good drag show on a Sunday brunch.
Oh my gosh, it's the most fun thing ever.
Give it to me. I would rather be surrounded by gay men. That's like my life goal.
Yeah.
Give me a room full of gay men. Yes.
Yeah.
A room full of men that don't want to touch me and look at my boobs.
Yeah.
Right. Who just want to dance
just-
with you probably just for fun.
Sing Whitney.
Jack can
Right.
confirm this. When there's like a gay man, and I'm just like gravitate to
Me
him.
too.
Like, it's just like, I want to be
That's
in your
their
space.
plan.
I want to be in your. I just want to be with you.
The best.
Yeah.
Something about their
All right,
spirit.
we're all going
Yes.
out in Rehoboth.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, been there, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I when I was in high school, I started going to a church who, they aren't bad people, but they just picked the bad things out of the Bible that I believe were put there by man that don't make sense. You know, things like that. I mean, I remember one time they took all of us youth group kids to Trenton and we boycotted against gay marriage.
Oh.
And I was
Oh,
face
my
to
goodness.
face with a gay man who was there protesting not one man, one woman like I was.
Yeah.
And we were screaming at each other. And
Wow.
you know, those crazy people you see like, oh, not Adam and Eve,
Yeah.
or it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Like
Yeah.
that was me.
That blows my mind,
I know.
Jenna. Oh, my
Everyone, because
goodness.
I was the founder of Salem County Pride Plus.
Yes.
And I ended up having babies and my business got too big. So I ended up stepping down, and I'm still very much supportive of them and I love them. And what Karen and Jess and all the girls are doing, like, I could never, it just blows my mind of expectations. But it was just a conversation that me and Jess had. Like, is there a pride group in Salem County? She's like, no, but we can make one. And then,
And you know
Love
Jess.
Jess. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do know Jess.
so I've come a long way so then I graduated high school and I kind of like slowed down. I ended up leaving that church, and I still see the people of that church from time to time. And like I said, they are good people.
Yeah.
But there's things within that church that I didn't like. And I actually had it when I had my own podcast. I had the pastor's son, and one of the kids that I went to youth group with. And we had it was like an hour and a half podcast because we were all talking about like religious trauma. Like it's real. Like I did not have sex till I was married. And this is just me now because at this point I didn't smoke weed.
Yeah.
I still don't cuss.
Yeah.
I don't use swear words. The worst thing I'll say is pissed. And that's it. Like I still like hold kind of like those things. Not that it has anything to do with religion. I don't think people that cuss are going to hell. My husband cusses like a sailor when he's playing his game. But yeah, I was very like brainwashed.
Yeah.
And then I became friends. My first gay, his name was Dudley. And he is still one of my very, very best friends. He just lives in New Hope, Pennsylvania. And I still talk to him, and he was the man of honor in my wedding. And it was because a maid of honor who she didn't like that I hung out with a gay man. I said, okay. She dropped out of my wedding, and I replaced
That's perfect.
with her, or her with him. And then I just like, I just started to like practice my own and really read the word and how I interpreted it. And I'm just like, and I've done a lot of like, I would love a good religious debate with someone because I also have OCD, like clinically diagnosed OCD, like take medication. And when I fixate on something, I fixate on it. So I there's not many arguments that people can bring up when it comes to the religious and, LGBTQ, God and heaven and hell and things like that can not be canceled out by me. I've had conversations with people that just like want to get under my skin. Well, how can you go to church and you love gay people and you think you go to gay pride parades and like,
I do think some people just like to like just provoke other people.
People just also like to just, and my thing at the end of the day is I don't want to say I'm friends with them, but like I still have people on my Facebook that don't believe gay marriage should be a thing. I still have people of my past that I speak to, and I will still say hello to them, and I think of them and I pray for them, but we don't see eye to eye. But it's funny because those people in conversations, I've had other people say to me, oh, I was talking to X, Y, and Z, and they were saying how you used to be real conservative and now you're more like liberal, but it's okay because it's Jenna. It's Jenna B.
But
I
think that's a good. I think it's a good thing. I mean, that they see you in that way, that they feel that way, but they're still like, you know what, it's okay. Like maybe at some point,
because I don't hold it personal to people,
and maybe some point they can open their mind a little bit because in their eyes you're still okay, so they're still open to it. Like I don't know. I just feel like when you're a good person and you're doing good things, even when somebody doesn't completely agree with you, like I think it helps break down sometimes like some of these perspectives that people have. Yeah.
And I 100% agree. I think that's what I have a good friend that's an atheist. And she lost her mom. Me and her, we always say, we trauma bond over losing our moms at young ages. So like she will reference me a lot and be like, I don't have any religious friends. I don't have anyone that believes in God in my life, but I have Jenna because she knows that like, I'll even say, listen, I know I'm praying for you. I'm sending you white light. Cause like I said, I do believe in that.
Yeah.
I believe in positive, like you can literally like send good vibes to people. And she always tells people, she's like, my one friend, she used to be a bigot, but she's not anymore. But she still believes Jesus. She still loves Jesus. And I say that is what a true follower of Christ does. It's someone that lives to be Christ-like, because Jesus didn't walk this earth and judge people and hate people and tell people that they were stupid. And at the end of the day, also, I think because I'm so in tune with mental health, like at the end of the day, why be mean? Now, if someone's being mean to me, it's curtains. Yeah. Like I'll start off slow, but like if you don't stop, like you will feel stupid. I'm never the type of person that like, I don't judge people for their looks. I don't try not to judge people the way they talk. Like, I don't know. That's my perspective of it anyway. I feel like I just have friends in all types of places and walks in life. And that's the way I like it. Because, that's just what the world is.
Right.
Every single day, I could get in my car right now and be T-boned, and that's the end.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be remembered as the person that was at Trenton and was fighting for man and woman marriage only.
Yeah.
But it makes me, I worked a lot of this in therapy that I know whoever that man was, he remembers me for that moment.
Yeah.
And he, like, I will never probably see him again in my life. And he probably thinks I'm still that person. And I hope not. Maybe, he's like, oh, maybe she's changed, maybe she's come to her. And I have, so maybe if I get really famous one day, I could be like,
he'll be like, I know that girl.
that's the girl that was yelling at me.
Like, let me go back through her Twitter. Find those posts. We'll get her canceled.
Right? Oh, yeah. And I'll be like, wait a minute. I'm very open about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just try to love everyone, but I don't let nobody step all over me.
Yeah.
That's the boundary you got to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to be a good person, but you
For
can't
sure.
let people be nasty to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see if you wanted to share your resource, because I know nothing about this resource. She mentioned it today, and I'm like really interested.
Okay. So as Amy said, on my 9 to 5, I have a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Can
work.
relate.
Yes.
Yeah, she's like,
Yeah.
yes. It's tough out in these streets.
Yes.
Really hard to be hustle.
I'm all about a good side hustle. So yeah, I work in mental health and addiction services, and I think I'm really passionate about that because both of my brothers are in recovery. I have dealt with depression, anxiety. Like I said, I'm clinically diagnosed with OCD, and I think America is thankfully, I think the stigma is going away a little bit.
Yeah.
Thanks to COVID. That's like the
Right.
one thing that COVID did good for us was it took away, it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And took away, like, if you, even like the strongest of men, my husband is a big bellied, bearded, grizzly man. Like, I call him Grizzly. I've always called him Grizzly.
Nice.
I've been together with him for almost 17 years now. We are high school sweethearts. And he has even, like, has accepted, like, he has friends that he only knows on Xbox. But he had this one friend that was really going through it mentally.
Aww.
And he's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, just keep telling him, hey, I'm here to talk.
Yeah.
But also you got to keep your mental health in check too.
Yeah.
You can't take on other people's problems, things like that. And he's even kind of like started to understand and like is in check with mental health and uses the term, I'm overstimulated and I need to go somewhere by myself. And when before he probably would just be like,
Right.
jump out the window.
Yeah.
So it's, anyway, going back to, I think that America needs to have better mental health because mental health is just as important as physical health. I know that you guys have talked about that before. If not, I personally think sometimes mental health is more important than physical health, but that's
because
another
it does
story.
affect your physical health.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's all connected. So yeah, the organization is called Stand Together, and it's they basically have a lot of politicians and people that are they work with them, all these different organizations and nonprofits. So they have LGBTQ plus resources, they have mental health advocates, they have a substance use advocates, all different like spectrums. That could be related to mental health, and they work with these senators and these people that work on state level, local level, federal level to try to expand mental health services. So, I mean, if it's related to mental health, they're on it.
Yeah.
They've helped like pass a lot of different bills, just like where I think it's like, forgive me. It's like either all insurances or Medicare, Medicaid insurances, they cannot deny a claim for someone wanting to see a therapist. I mean, they have stipulations, of course, like, because, this is America and we don't unfortunately have United, what is it called? Not United
Universal
Healthcare.
Health.
Universal Healthcare, sorry.
That's okay.
So we have to unfortunately rely, like someone's got to pay for it.
Yeah.
And so they made it a lot easier for people there. If somebody walks into, like, for example, they have Healthcare Commons that's right down the road. They just opened a mental health it's like an emergency room. That's not the term, but emergency room for mental health. And they're open 7 days a week, like even holidays. Someone could walk in there like with nothing, and they are able to get them services by just like signing them up for Medicare, Medicaid. Like they will find a way to do that. So this Stand Together, they just really work with policy, people that work in the policies, like I said, from local levels all the way to the federal level, to ensure that people have access to it. Because let me tell you something, when I had my daughter, I went through really bad postpartum depression, and I only told like Steven, my husband knew, excuse me, my friend Jean knew, like I didn't tell a lot of people. And it's not because I was ashamed. I couldn't talk about it because I wasn't in the mindset to like, I didn't deny, like people would say, how are you doing? Like Victoria, I know you had Victoria on here. She knew about it and she would call like, are you okay? And I would just start crying. Yeah. And I'm like, I was not like this when I had postpartum depression. But because I have access to good health care, all I had to do was make one phone call. Yeah. And I got back on my medication and all was well, and, and everything was fine. But I'm also super aware that one layoff could take that away. Yeah. Because my husband's health insurance, like that we have health insurance through my job, my husband's health insurance, I'd probably be looking at paying out of pocket before I met like a $9,000 deductible for the year. And it's awful. So this Stand Together really tried to make sure that these policies are being changed, so that everybody has access to it. So it's standtogether.org, and they have like newsletters, and it's nice because you don't get everything. You can choose what you want to get it on. Yeah. So that's what I picked.
That's a good one.
I love that because I didn't even realize that existed, and it's
because you really need policy writing people, because there's just only so much that you can do from a grassroots level when it comes to change at the legislative level. If you don't know how to write a bill, if you don't know how to get it sponsored, if you don't know the connections or have a lobbyist to work with you, you need someone with the expertise.
And people are just where it starts. People aren't good at public speaking. Like we are probably really good at it because obviously you wouldn't, if you didn't like to speak, you wouldn't be on a podcast right now, that's why Jack's sitting over there,
That's why he wore sunglasses.
He's napping.
That's why he wore sunglasses on his episode.
Stop! I'm cracking up. So he's like, no, thank you. And that's okay. But we need people that aren't afraid. Right. Like we need people that are not afraid to stand up and say, this is a problem. It needs to be fixed. Right. Yes. And I'm sorry, but there's power in numbers. So that's people complain about TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and things like that, but there's so much power.
It gets people moving. That's for sure.
Right. Because my grandmother is 91. She's like the only person I know that's not on Facebook. But like I have other grandmas that are friends with me on Facebook, and they're like, oh, Jenna, that baby's so cute. Love it.
Like they're writing you a letter on your comments, or they accidentally post it as their status.
Oh my gosh, stop. Oh, that's so funny. I have a friend that had his grandmom who's like in her late 70s on Facebook, and she didn't know how to use it. And she wrote on a status that had nothing to do with anything and said, did you ever go get that thing looked at? Hold my hand to God. And he commented on it, was like, Mom, this is not a private message. Everyone can see it. And it's a thread. And I was watching it take place. I kept refreshing it. And I said, call her and say,
make her stop.
Like, delete it. He says, at this point, it's funny.
At this point, it's a memory we will have, and we will post a screenshot at her funeral.
I'm not. Yes, literally. So I tell people all the time, I'm like, don't knock Facebook. People do use it for bad.
Oh, sure.
People use it for, I love my dumb reels on Facebook that I sit and watch, but there's real power in what you can get across. And the more people that you get pissed off at something or want a change of something, it happens.
Yeah. And it's interesting. People, it's kind of like this transition from no one felt like they had a voice to everyone feels like they have a voice and a platform.
Oh, yes.
So it really creates this like idea of, well, I must be right because I'm getting likes on the thing. So it's like, it is a way to like get people motivated and moving. And it's also a way for people who are just looking for confirmation bias to get it. So it's like, you know, whatever it is that your opinion is, you can get people to make you think you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, you can
No matter
convince
what.
all day long. If you sound confident enough in something,
Right.
you can convince anyone of anything. Like, that's why I love to play like innocent pranks on people. And I always say they're not anything that's going to hurt anyone.
Sure.
But I will, we had this prank that I was doing on people, and I would find out like their favorite band or their favorite actor or something. And I'll go, I'm just going to say Robert De Niro. I'll be like, oh my gosh, Amy, Robert De Niro, and I like have my phone, Robert De Niro dead at 20, whatever, how old he is. I don't know. 27. I don't know why I said 27. 87 is probably what he is.
117, Robert De Niro.
He's like, oh, I don't even know how he talks. I was going to try to imitate him. I'm not going to do that to myself. But I love like those type of pranks. Yeah. And I forget where I was going with this. This happens a lot in my life. Oh, my little things going on. But yeah, it's
You like those pranks.
I love
you do
those
it confidently so you convince people. I knew where you were
100%.
going.
Oh, that's where you were going. Was convinced, like if
you
you're
convince anyone.
confident.
Yeah. You're confident enough, you can convince anyone of anything.
You convinced me you knew what you were talking about when you lost your train of thought. So obviously the confidence
Look
worked.
at that.
Yeah.
Would you look at that?
Yeah. See, it works, folks. Be
See?
confident.
Confident is key. Confidence is key. And
And being willing to have your mind changed.
Absolutely.
And have the conversation.
And I think that this plays a lot into it too, is where I probably would still be that nasty bigot woman if I wasn't step back and like, wait a second.
There is a time where your brain has the ability to switch, and it's are you willing to say, I want to be curious about this instead of I want to hold my own truth.
Right.
And that's where I can have a conversation with someone about anything.
Anything. Yeah.
But in the moment that you're like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I'm wrong,
Yeah.
especially if it's like an opinion about something or something that I'm passionate about, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what it just comes down to.
Yeah.
But no, you can convince anything and anybody. So put it out there on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, make it goofy. Like, get something to catch the eye.
Yeah.
These people are out here. That's their only jobs. Is on TikTok. And stuff.
It's true.
So as somebody who has been diagnosed with OCD, I have a child that has OCPD diagnosis. So, there's different branches of the OCD, as you would know. What do you feel when people are kind of like utilizing these mental health diagnoses as like I like things neat, so I have OCD, and like they utilize it as like this.
Yeah.
Well, I probably have ADHD, so you have to forgive my being late because I have ADHD. Like there's this like kind of thing. People are therapizing speech on social media, and maybe like, oh well, yeah, I definitely have this because I meet all these things, but like, okay, great, you can say that, you can think that. Are you utilizing it to build like coping strategies? Are you utilizing that to research the right thing so that you can get to the point where you're a better person for it? Like, what are we using this for?
I can say, as a mom to both of my kids had autism, Hannah struggled when she was younger. People picked on her so bad. Like, she had terrible, they bullied her terrible. And
was she in typical school?
She was.
Okay, sorry to jump in.
And no, but I was just going to speak on what you were just saying about people use it. And now people are like, oh, I got the tism, and they like use it.
Don't get
and
me
it
started
makes
on
me
that.
so mad because it's like this child struggled, legitimately struggled. You all made fun of her and all that, but now it's like a joke. Like, everybody wants to be autistic now, and it's like
people have parties.
Have
you ever seen that?
But I will say it's I think it's because the people who are 20s, 30s right now, we grew up coming through an age where you couldn't get anything without a diagnosis.
Oh, yeah,
Insurances
absolutely.
switched and said, no, you can't just have physical therapy. You need a reason to have it. So you're fighting. You saw your parents fighting and fighting for diagnosis if you needed something.
Yeah.
It wasn't just I could walk into a PT's office and get what I need.
Yeah.
So you're fighting and fighting for a diagnosis. So they're in the mindset of, well, I better have something so that I can then have help and have these things. Like, so I feel like that generation, they're in that mindset of a label means something, and I have to pick my label early, and I have to stick to it, or I have to find another one if I leave this one behind, right? If I'm no longer a cheerleader and I'm struggling, I've got to have another label for that reason.
Yeah.
And I think that society has built that in a way. I think that like the
Right.
way that they grew up and the way that they were treated in the healthcare system
Yeah.
is really feeds into that.
Well, and I always say when people say like, oh, I have OCD, I got to keep everything clean, I got to keep everything organized. I'm like, oh, okay. My OCD
Yeah.
is I have repetitive thoughts to the
Yes.
point that it literally would drive someone insane.
Yeah.
So like for the many, many years, I would have let's just say I had a conversation with you and I said something and you kind of were like acted like maybe I said something mean. I would
Forever
repeat
and
that.
ever.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes my religious I don't want to say upbringing because my parents aren't religious. It was a choice in high school that I made. It was like, well, I got to apologize because I don't want God mad at me.
Yeah.
And that was something that I worked with therapy. I think OCD, that's kind of where it started. But then I also remember I was in 4th grade and I would have panic attacks.
Right.
And I didn't know why, and I didn't know what they were, and I was too scared to say what they were. So I'd call them to myself, this feeling, and I would pray and be like, God, please don't let me have this feeling today. Don't let me have this feeling.
Yeah.
It was a panic attack.
Yeah.
And it was because I could not get, if I had a thought in my head, even if it was bad, couldn't get rid of it. And, before I was medicated, medication saved my life.
People need
It
it.
was,
Yeah,
I didn't
people
ever,
need it for sure.
I wasn't ever like suicidal. I didn't ever want to take my life, but there was many times when in 2020 during the pandemic before I got pregnant with my son Noah, it was one of my deepest points in my life. There was many times where I stood and looked at myself and said, I don't want to die, but I can't keep living like this.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ever contemplating taking my life, but I was very much like, this
This has to
is
stop.
it sad to say I kind of want to get COVID because then maybe it'll take me out?
Yeah.
Like, and it's sad. No one would have known. I look back at pictures and in that moment in time, I remember being like, man, I had a really bad panic attack before I took this picture and we went for a walk. And, my husband, he didn't know it because like I said, that stigma was there. I didn't want him to be like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember I one point when I started to open up that I was feeling a type of way and I couldn't get the thoughts out of my mind of whether it was things from my past or something that had just happened. I would think about when I did get pregnant with Noah, this is when I was with a different therapist who retired and I loved that man. He is the reason that I'm sitting here today. Like he really worked out. And this was before I was on medication. I was pregnant with Noah and I remember crying to him saying, I don't want this to happen, but I can't stop thinking about it. What if I have this baby and I sleepwalk to the Delaware Memorial Bridge and I jump off with him in my arms? And he was a very monotone man. And he was like, that's not going to happen. Have you ever slept walk? I'm like, no, but what if? And that's something that's really big with me.
Yeah.
When I was going through postpartum,
The what ifs.
what if?
Yep.
I had all winter before I was back on my medication. I would wake up in the middle of the night when I heard my heater turn on because we didn't have a whole lot of money because I was not working, I kept, what if my heater breaks down? I don't have the kind of money to fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, it's bad. And my OCD and people don't get it. They're like, just stop
No.
thinking that.
Yeah.
I'm like, so when people do, going back to what you're saying, when people do say, oh, my OCD is clean. Well, one time in 2020, I kept having this repetitive thought to the point that I literally wanted to throw myself off a bridge. So like, don't come at me that, oh, you have to clean your bathroom with a toothbrush. You have OCD. That's not actually what OCD is. And if you don't, and I went through repetitive rituals. There was a time in my life when I was in high school, I did rituals. And if I didn't do them, I had a panic attack.
Yeah.
So I get that too. I understand and I try not to hold, I'm not going to
Yeah.
correct someone
Right.
and say, excuse me.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the same time, when people are truly using this, trying to be like, oh, I have OCD. No, you don't.
Right.
And it's insulting to people that actually do have OCD.
It's kind of the same reaction I have when people say things like, I'm just going to shoot myself. Like the most minor inconvenience. And they're like, I'm just going to shoot myself. And every time I'm just like, I don't address it. But
Yeah.
in my mind, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. And that's why, because I am very conscious if someone now the terminology that people shouldn't use, and they do, and I don't correct them.
right.
They shouldn't use the word addiction anymore.
Right.
It's actually substance use disorder. Because unfortunately addiction people can be addicted to anything.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So substance use disorder is more like personal to like a substance, like an opioid or, you know, alcohol, whatever. So I try to like really like if someone corrects me or if I hear a correction. So I never really used to say that, but like if I get frustrated where I've had enough, I'm like, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty broad.
Yeah.
Where am I going?
Exactly.
Am I going to Walmart?
Yeah.
Am I going to go lay in my bed?
Yeah.
Am I going to go hide in the basement for the next 2 years? You know what I mean? So I try to like, it's easy. It's easy to take new terms. Like with 10 years, I worked with disabled people, and I can't tell you how many times I hear people say the word retarded. And that will make me throat punch someone. Because I will correct you at that point, because that is an old one.
Yeah.
You know better than that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, when there's a new terminology, like now you say death by suicide, died by suicide, instead of committed.
Or now
And
it's
there
even
are still-
completion of suicide in some times.
Or successful people,
Successful.
you know, successful,
Which is like,
unsuccessful.
that was not.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like, and then you think, okay, this is a new way of doing it. Like
Yeah.
died by suicide. So when people use other terms, I don't get, you know, out of sorts over it,
Right.
because for the longest time people did say committed suicide.
Yeah.
So it's like a
Yeah.
new, so I give people grace on that. Like it doesn't.
Same, like in normal conversation, I
Yeah.
wouldn't stop someone, but like if
Right.
we're having a conversation where it's relevant for me to like maybe correct you, like you're
Right.
saying,
Yeah.
oh, my uncle is retarded.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
I will correct someone in normal
Yeah.
conversation for that
that
word.
one I will correct
but,
for sure.
But I'd be like,
Yeah.
you know, that's when I'm like, okay, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Can't you just say they were special needs? Did they have Down syndrome?
Yeah.
Were they autistic? Were they, you know,
Right.
don't say that.
Right.
Yeah.
But once again, that word was not a bad word when it
Right.
first came out.
Oh, yeah.
People turned it into that bad word.
Right.
You know,
It's like using gay as an insult.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
that's a non-starter.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, great. Like,
Yeah.
what's your point?
Yeah.
Like, I can
Yeah.
act how I want. You don't have to. That's not an insult to me.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
not. Yeah. It's. Yeah. I mean, I know. Like when I'm talking to people and we talk about the podcast, and I'll start. If I'm starting the I'll say like died by
Yes.
suicide.
Yeah.
And hope that it kind of triggers that in them, because
Yeah.
some people just don't know.
They don't know,
that it's because they may
right.
not have known somebody that
Right.
has died that way. They might not have ever been in a conversation like that.
Yeah.
And they're already typically pretty shocked when we're talking about,
Yeah.
you know, a young person anyway.
Right.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, and I mean, the jumping off the bridge stuff, that's always like a, you know,
Yeah,
a thing.
and right.
To have an open conversation.
Yeah.
I have a family
Yeah.
member who jumped off the Delaware Memorial Bridge.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when people say that, I'm always like, huh, you don't know who's in the room.
Right. Exactly.
It's so funny. Like it's
Yeah.
and it's like, but it's just something people, and something specifically people around here
Yeah.
say. So
Right.
it is one of those things where it's like gotta give grace.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't take offense to it
Right.
when people say it, but
Same.
it always I'm like, oh, and now I have to drive over that bridge on the way home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when
The
I
drive
always,
here was bad. It all
Yeah.
depends on the day. Some
Yeah.
days it's like I have no problem. I don't even realize I went over it. And then today was
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't want to be on this bridge right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
just
know
like
what I
a
mean?
bad
It just doesn't
day.
matter. Yeah.
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 And that's why, like, if you ever have to, I am big on humor.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
not making things funny.
Yeah.
But it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
So even sometimes if it's a moment, like if someone says, like, the word retarded, I'd be like, oh, hey now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't say that word anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
gets the point, and like they may laugh, and I'm
Yeah.
like, no, seriously, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My daughter and I work at a school, and sometimes we flip into child correction mode when that stuff happens.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no friends.
Yes.
Oh, no friends. That's not the word we use.
Sometimes you just have to like,
and it
that's-
makes them be like, why are you talking to me
I
like
know.
that?
Like, well, because you're acting like a child.
I used it
Yeah.
at one of my adult jobs once. I always said, like, something happened, and I was like, okay, friends. And everyone was like,
Yeah.
all meetings are starting like this now. Okay, friends. Because it brought everyone down and was like, took
Sure.
the stress out of it for a second.
Yeah.
And it was just like, everyone paid attention.
Sometimes
Because you
you
said
just-
it a little bit
Sometimes
differently.
it's nice to be talked to like a
Yeah.
child.
Honestly.
But
It is.
you're talking to
Catch
them.
a bubble, friend.
Yeah, because they're acting like a child.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes if you just like tell them, but make it a little more like you're not like, stop using
Right,
that
yeah.
word.
Not like
Yeah.
I'm offended or
Yeah.
like, oh, you've triggered me now,
Yeah.
which is that's
Yeah.
Right.
we have that conversation a lot
Yes.
on here about that word
Yeah.
triggered because
Yeah.
it does mean things to people, but it's like
Right.
it's not, like I'm not going to use that in an argument. Like, oh, you just triggered me, so you're
Right.
wrong.
Right.
That's not the point of the
Yeah.
word.
Or
Yeah.
just in general, just go, oh, I emotional trauma with that, so let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times that'll get a little giggle, but also people are
Then
like,
they take a beat.
They move it along.
Yeah.
And that's what you just got to do. Humor helps in so many
does.
situations. I mean, don't, you know, I was the same one that was like making people laugh at my mom's funeral because that's how she would want. I mean, I wasn't like making fun of her or the situation, but I was just like, people I hadn't seen in a while walk through and I'm like, so this is how we're going to see each other after 2 years. You gotta come to my mom's got to die for you to come visit me, and then that makes them like a little like ooh. I'm like, you know, and then they laugh, but it breaks the ice and lets people know like it's okay. Yeah, you know, I'm not. You know, life does go on, but at the same time, you know, humor just helps so much. Which is, I tell people I'm so funny because I have. I have trauma.
And it's in that moment, like we all know funerals, the person that is like standing up at the receiving line, you feel responsible for taking care of other people and they're in there not knowing what to say, not knowing what to do. And it's like, you're taking care of them in that way by providing them an outlet and making it so like, you don't have to be serious. You don't have to come up to me crying. It's okay.
Exactly.
We, I attended a funeral a couple weeks ago and it was a young person, so there was a lot of kids, a lot of young adults, and the adults in the room who had been to funerals before and kind of understood what it was going to be like. We were like, one of them said to me like, it's a lot of young kids standing around here not knowing what to do. And I'm like, and that's okay for them to not know what to do.
This is when they learn. At some point.
This is when they learn, and you set the example as the adult and model it. Like that's how you teach people the most is you model things, and then they can take what they need from it. But it was like, he was like, what do we like? How do we get them to know what to do? And I'm like, you don't have to. It's okay.
And
they'll figure it out.
Does anybody ever know what to do?
No, that is the thing. I said, who really knows?
Yeah.
Except for the people that have been to, you know, 8 dozen.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
you know, like I can figure it out. You read the room. But it's it is. You don't know what to do until you get a read on the person that you're seeing.
Yeah. No, it's just all about just like I said, not what you say, a lot of times how you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just it's okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
With it, life, my thing is always life is too short. Like, you know, my mom always used to say, I'm going to go do this. She never got to.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, I got to have money to survive, but I'm going on that Disney trip.
You're going to the Noah Khan concert.
Yeah, I'm going to the Noah Khan, who has OCD as well.
Yes, he does.
For repetitive thoughts. So
he's got depression. He's
depression,
got
all of
his
that.
doc was so good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys should get him on.
That would be fabulous. Let's call him.
Okay.
All right.
I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks,
If
Jenna.
you could connect
I got
us,
you.
that'd be fabulous. We'll have him and then we'll have Taylor Swift on.
Yeah.
Together?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be even better.
See?
He's very jealous of her ability to do a 3-hour concert. He did say that in Philly. He's like, I don't know how she does it.
So
She has
maybe
way more
not together.
endurance.
Yeah.
No, I think
Maybe.
he could ask a lot of really good questions.
Yeah, you guys would take off then.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. See, that's what we need.
I thought having you on was supposed to make
Yes.
us take off.
It
That's what I
will.
heard.
We haven't released this
We're
episode
already,
yet.
That's
we're
true.
already international
Okay.
though, so
Yeah.
I heard I heard international I listened to Trailer Tales. If anyone needs a lovely, light-hearted, funny, all fake, it's all characters, it's all a show called Trailer Tales. It is my current obsession. I can't stop listening to it, but they always say they all act like they're like at the like the stereotypical living in a trailer park.
I gotcha.
And like, this is the #1 podcast in the world, which it's not, but you know, Trailer Tales. If anyone gets, you know, if you need a little pick me up after a sad because of Eli podcast, still finish the episode.
finish the episode all the way through.
Okay, don't be disrespectful.
Yes.
Finish the episode and turn on Trailer Tales. It'll bring your spirits right up.
We'll
So
have
we'll
to
be billing
check it out.
Trailer Tales for their advertisement that was just placed in our podcast, so you can expect our bills. sir.
Absolutely.
They are looking for ads all the time too.
That's so funny.
So it's you guys could maybe, you know,
Yeah, maybe we could
Trade all those
collaborate.
ads.
Yeah.
for sure.
I'll tag them in this.
Yeah.
We gave you free advertising.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you joining
Yes,
us. You have
this was so
been
much
a
fun.
blast.
Oh, I hope I didn't go off of the. I always say the crazy train goes off the rails sometimes.
That's what people listen
we
to.
do. Yeah, and we
Great.
just let it go where it goes.
They get tired of listening to me. That's
I'm
for sure.
glad.
Oh, stop.
When I was on Paradelphia, that was my very first podcast. I was on that for almost 10 years. And
amazing.
the host unfortunately passed away from cancer. Freaking cancer.
Yeah.
Killing everybody. I'm
Yeah.
sick of it. Anyway, loved him. He was fabulous. Still my boy. I would go on rants. I would talk about Taylor Swift. I would talk about Kanye West.
Yeah.
Like I would talk about all these things. And it was a paranormal podcast. And he'd say, all right, Crazy Train needs to get back on the
Yeah.
rails here. So I'm like,
That's
sometimes you just got to reel me in.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's okay.
amazing.
But thank you for
Yeah.
I
allowing me
want
to
to go
come
Yeah.
on.
hunting at some point if we
Yes.
could make that happen
Thank-
too.
They're
we
working.
Can record while we're doing
They're
it.
working on a movie right now, so
Oh.
I can
Fair.
tell you guys more about it later.
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
the NDA is over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Exactly.
Yes. Well,
Awesome.
we
Well, thank
appreciate you so much. It was so much fun.
It was so very nice to meet you.
Nice to
Yes.
meet you. I had the blast.
I heard all about you from your BFF.
Yeah.
Love it. Be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Be
yeah.
better.
And
He
I
said,
appreciate.
I don't have her to hide behind now. I've got to be right on the microphone. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, you've got this, buddy.
Yep.
And I appreciate you sharing your
Yeah.
mom, Linda,
Yes.
with us.
Yes, thank you. I have lost a lot of people in my life too. She was my closest one. So, maybe next time I'll dive into more. I have
yeah.
other friends that I've lost from,
Yeah. Maybe we could
suicide and
have
things.
you and
so-
Steven together.
Oh,
that would
I
you
would
got-
love that.
Stop.
I would love it.
That would be so
We
much
should
fun.
do that.
We will do that. You
Yeah.
just say when.
Yes.
I used to force him on my podcast because I couldn't get any guests in
Yeah,
the
sure.
beginning. And I'm like, Steven.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
But
you
he's
know
so
I like
good
to talk.
He's so good at it.
He is good at it. He held his
He
own.
is, and I like to think I trained him.
Yeah. Well, you did.
I
well.
like it.
Thank you. I trained him for podcasts, not doing hair.
Yeah.
He does my hair. I could never do that. But
Yeah.
but yes, thank you guys so much. I had
Thank
so
you.
much
Thank
fun.
you.
Thank you to Jack.
Yes.
He's like, gosh, when are you guys going to shut up?
Jack,
Yeah.
our producer.
Pretty much. He's
the
over there
scenes.
shaking his head.
I saw him start to put things in his book bag.
I know. He
That was
like-
his symbol of let's wrap it
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, we're at the resource. It's time to start packing up. 50 minutes later.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jenna.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Jenna B.
Yeah,
Jenna
that's
B.
right.
The one and only.
That's
Just look me
right.
up. You ain't gonna find nobody else with that name.
I'm gonna need a name tag next time I see you.
Absolutely. I got you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As always, thank you for listening. In closing, we hope we helped a few of you feel more validated, more heard, and seen. If you are supporting someone who has lost a child, please remember to say their name, talk about them, remember them. And as always, we are here because of Eli.